What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over how this layout will get you guys more leads guaranteed. A bit about us. My name is Dan Kelly. I'm the founder of Constructor Web Design. We are a website design and SEO agency that helps contractors pre-sell their leads before the first call and position you guys as experts in the field. How we do this, we actually did this through a lot of different ways, but today we're going to be going over how we designed a layout based on what was getting the best results for our clients and then across the industry too. So this is our exact lead generating wireframe, and pretty much this is going to be your homepage for your website. We'll start out. It's going to go through the nav bar, hero header, services, our process, social proof, call to action section, benefits, portfolio, past work, about us, service area, footer. I'm going to be breaking it down section by section and showing you guys what to do in each section with examples. First up, we got our hero header section. You want to include some sort of call to action in this section, whether it be call now, a form, both, or sometimes get started. Make sure to mention your primary service and your primary target area. A lot of people will do like welcome to ABC roofing or welcome to XYZ remodeling. Most people, if they click on your site, they actually know who you are. They want to learn more about you and where you do your work and what services you offer. So do like top remodeling service in Philadelphia, PA, or in New York City, or in Boston. And then you want to make sure you have two buttons, one to be a call to action and another to be a quick access to your service section or page. Because most people, or actually not most people, according to Google, 60% of your traffic won't actually scroll down the page. So you want to make sure people have quick action steps to make it easy for people to take action right away. Another thing, last thing, you want to make sure you have some trust badges on there, whether it be Google reviews, Better Business Bureau, or anything along those lines. And then here's an example. So as you can see in this example, we got our quote here, or our quote form on the right. You got top rated reoccurring cleaning services in North Las Vegas. You got 3 trust badges. I think they won a Home Advisor Award. They got their Google reviews, and then I forget the other one. And as you can see up in the right hand corner too, they got their phone number and actually a coupon all the way at the top. So they do a great job. And this is one of our clients, Maids to Envy. Next section is going to be your services. So you want to either include every single one or just include the top ones that you're targeting. So I'm going to show you 2 options in a second, but you want to focus on selling the vision, not the actual product. So when most people talk about their services, they get down into all the nitty gritty and what type of stone and what type of rocks and shit they're using. And you want to talk more about the vision. So if you're building a patio, you're not actually just building a patio. You're giving them a space that they can enjoy with their family and their friends, and they can host those barbecues and those late night outs or those late nights on the deck looking at the stars. You also want to make sure you have a learn more button attached to it to make it easier for them to go more in depth, and you can sell them more on the specific service. Majority of the time, this is the main reason why people are actually on your site. So make sure it's easy to find. That's why it's so high up on our layout. And also make sure it's easy for people to take action right away. So as you can see, this is one of our examples. This is one goes through all their services. So you can see right away, you got boiler repair services, drain pipe cleaning services, ductless mini splits. But you notice in the top right corner, there's actually arrows, and it automatically moves, I think, every 3 seconds too. So I think they had 30-something services, so it's almost like a carousel just going through. The next one, though, we wanted to target 3 main services, so we went with patios, outdoor kitchens, and putting green installation because they had close, I think, to like 20 services, but these are the main 3 that they're trying to get business for right now, and then you can always change them out later on too. Next up, we got the process. Most people overcomplicate their process by an overwhelming margin. Dumb it down and don't overwhelm them. Focus on like the key parts of the consultations, the after job checkups, whatever you guys do that differentiates your service. If you start telling them about, you got to fill out this form, and then we'll meet, and then we'll maybe get started, and then we'll send you a quote, and then we'll do a consultation again, and then we'll get started, and then we'll dig in, and then we'll come back 1 to 2 weeks later. It starts to overwhelm the actual customer. So make sure you dumb it down and make it easy for them to get started. And I'll show you an example in a second. And if you do want to go through all this stuff, build out a separate page. Don't put it on the home page because that just overwhelms them and will make them like, all right, who's the next person? That's their process is way easier. So as you can see, this is our Maids to Envy client again. Their process, we dumbed it down into 3 steps. Schedule your cleaning, customize cleaning plan, and then you get to enjoy your space. Obviously, it's not that simple for them, and we break it down a little bit more in the text. But if you're just scrolling through and those are the only 3 things you see, you're like, all right, it's super simple to actually work with them. Next one, we got the social proof and call to action. Don't use your bad ones. Set a filter so you don't want any one-star reviews on your website, and make sure they're actual real reviews from real sources. So sometimes I'll see on websites, it'll just be like some text with like quotes around it with like John Doe underneath with like an image that's clearly a stock photo. Use real ones from Google Business Profile or Facebook. There's easy plugins that you can install on your website that'll just pull them in. And it adds that extra layer of trust because the clients can see, all right, these are on Google. They can actually go find them on Google, or they can go find them on Facebook. Um, so that would be so much easier for them to kind of build that trust with you in their heads. For the call to action section, make sure you're asking them to actually take some sort of action, whether it be schedule a consultation, get a quote, call now, or as we saw earlier on in the header, you can throw in a discount. Waive the fee if you call now, or try us for $89. Obviously, it's not going to be $89 across the board, but you can kind of get them in that way. And here's an example. You can see they have their Google reviews on there with their 5 stars and only the 5 stars. We actually took out one of their quotes. It's experience full was clean like never before. That was taken from a quote, but it was an awesome saying. So just throw that up there, and then we got the call to action below. I think there actually is a coupon in there, but I can't really read it. My eyes aren't that great right now. So next section is the benefits about us. Sometimes you can build 2 separate sections for these. I recommend building 2 separate sections for these. But if you don't want to, you can combine them into one. Number one thing you want to do is show yourself. Show who they're going to be working with, who's going to be in their home or at their office, who's going to be doing the actual work, who they're going to be talking to. So if they decide to call you or you call them after they fill out a form, they can put up almost like a picture behind the voice, so they know who they're talking to. Next step is you want to actually differentiate yourself from the competition. So a lot of people on their website will throw 100% satisfaction guarantee or 100% this, or like, we'll do this, this, and this is why we're better than clients. But it's all basically the same stuff. So figure out what your competition's selling themselves as and try and one up them or do better. Like, what differentiates you guys? Not to keep harping on the maids to envy, but they actually custom make dog treats for all their dog friendly homes or the houses that have pets in them. So think about what differentiates you guys and make sure that gets put on your website. Again, just talk about yourself, your history, share your values, beliefs, and then this will all build trust with your customers before they even call you. And here's an example. I obviously blocked out the business owner's face just because I wasn't trying to put him on blast on YouTube. But as you can see, meet the visionary behind your next project. Picture him, breaks down his experience, how long he's been in the field, some of the jobs they worked on, what his expertise is, why he shows up to work, and why he loves what he's doing. Lastly, I think we got the gallery. Or actually, no, there's one more section of this, but we got the gallery up next. Show off your own work and use real photos. You can use stock photos, but if you can use yours, use them. Most people can tell what's a stock photo versus what's a not. So you want to make sure you're using your own photos that you're super proud of, and that you're proud of the work, so you're showing it off on your website. You can use on job site photos, but wouldn't make them the main focus, especially in the gallery. So that means like in construction, if you're like actually like tearing down a wall or in the sewage drains or something like that, I wouldn't use those photos preferably just because they might throw people off. Show off kind of the more, especially if you're in like remodeling, that's what my next point's about. It's more about what you're selling. So if you're in plumbing, showing the actual work 9 times out of 10 is actually a good thing versus remodeling where people are more just trying to see like their Pinterest board items, if that makes sense. So like the new kitchens, the new bathrooms, the new bedrooms, the extensions, the pools, so it's more about what you're selling. So if it's plumbing, electrical, sometimes showing the work's actually better versus remodeling. People just want to see what the product is. And here's an example gallery. As you can see, they're all pretty high quality photos. Lastly, service area. Be super specific on where you work. List areas and zip codes and embed a Google map or your GMB location or GBP. What that will do is actually help out with your SEO for the Google map and GMB part, and then also the listing the areas and being super specific. But the reason is because I've seen people before list their service area is New York. And I don't know about you guys, but New York is a pretty big state. Not many companies can actually service the whole state of New York. So you want to make sure you're being specific about where you work, because you don't want to be in New York or be up in Buffalo and getting calls from NYC and vice versa. And just a quick little recap: make it easy for people to take action on your website. Talk about your service area and your services. Show off your work and yourself. It just builds trust. Separate yourself from the competition. If you take everything we went over today in this video and just apply it to your website, or even if you take your wire or our wireframe and just put your own twist on it, you'll start seeing better results. And lastly, if you're not 100% sure if your website's hitting on all these points, feel free to schedule a free website review. I'll record a Loom video, or we can even hop on a call and go over everything. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and hope to hear from you soon.